What if I told you that by 2025, millions of jobs you thought were safe could vanish? Not because of recession or politics, but because of artificial intelligence itself. For decades, we feared losing jobs to machines. It started with factory lines, then self-checkouts, and now it's creeping into places we never imagined: law firms, hospitals, even classrooms. The fear is deeply personal. Will I still have a career in 2 years? Or will a machine do it better? Here's what makes this unsettling. This isn't science fiction anymore. AI isn't coming someday. It's already here, working silently behind the scenes, scanning legal documents in seconds, generating medical reports, and writing code faster than entire teams of engineers. The ground is shifting beneath our feet, and for many, the shock hasn't hit yet. But here's the promise. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which jobs are at risk, which will adapt, and which are unexpectedly safe. You'll also hear predictions that will make you question not just the future of work, but the future of being human in a machine-driven world. And that's where our story begins. Because to understand whether AI will replace jobs in 2025, we first have to see how it's already reshaping the way we work today. Artificial intelligence isn't some distant storm on the horizon. It has already landed in the middle of our daily lives. In fact, it's not just assisting anymore. In many industries, it has become the engine that powers progress. Think about how much has shifted in only the last 2 years. AI can now generate long-form text that feels human, design graphics that look professional, analyze patterns in oceans of data, and even carry conversations that feel unsettlingly real. Take the legal world, for example. A junior lawyer once spent weeks combing through contracts and case law, poring over details to find that one precedent buried in thousands of pages. Today, AI software can scan the same material in minutes, with no fatigue, no loss of focus, and, in some cases, fewer errors than a human would make after days of effort. Law firms are already rethinking whether they need so many fresh graduates when software can handle the grunt work. Finance is no different. Hedge funds now rely on algorithms that predict stock movements and manage entire portfolios. Banks use AI systems to detect fraud instantly, catching suspicious transactions faster than any team of analysts could. And when it comes to risk management, AI doesn't panic in a crisis the way human traders might. In other words, entire departments once built on human intuition are being streamlined or even replaced by lines of code. Healthcare, a field we once thought untouchable, is already seeing the shift. AI programs can read X-rays and MRIs with an accuracy that rivals, and sometimes exceeds, seasoned radiologists. A single algorithm can analyze thousands of scans in the time it takes a human doctor to read just a few. Some hospitals are already deploying AI assistants to suggest diagnoses or flag anomalies that might otherwise go unnoticed. The human touch still matters, but the diagnostic foundation is tilting toward machines that don't tire or overlook. And it's not only technical professions under pressure. Creative industries, once thought uniquely human, are being shaken to their core. Marketing agencies now use AI to generate copy, design logos, and even plan entire campaigns. Musicians have heard AI compose melodies in the style of famous artists, sometimes so convincing that listeners can't tell the difference. Filmmakers and YouTubers are experimenting with AI-driven video scripts, narration, and editing. What once demanded a professional skill is now just a prompt typed into a software interface. The unsettling truth? AI has already crossed the line we assumed it never could: creativity. For decades, we believed imagination, inspiration, and artistry belonged to humans alone. Yet here we are, watching software that not only mimics creativity but also produces ideas and outputs that surprise even the programmers who built it. And that forces us to ask, if AI can imagine, invent, and inspire, what's left that belongs solely to us? That answer starts to emerge when we examine which jobs are teetering on the edge as we approach 2025. Here's where things get real. The fear of AI isn't just speculation anymore. It's showing up in boardrooms, hiring decisions, and everyday workplaces. Entire categories of jobs are no longer just at risk, they're actively being automated out of existence. And the ones most vulnerable aren't just repetitive factory roles. They're jobs many people once believed untouchable. Let's start with customer service. Call centers have already been transformed by chatbots that handle basic inquiries. But the next generation of AI is learning empathy, tone, and nuance. These systems can remember customer history, detect frustration in a caller's voice, and respond in ways that feel genuinely human. Imagine a single AI handling not hundreds, but thousands of calls simultaneously, 24/7, in multiple languages, without ever needing a break. Soon, companies won't just reduce their call centers, they may eliminate them altogether. Then there's transportation, one of the world's largest employment sectors. Self-driving cars, trucks, and delivery vehicles are advancing faster than regulation can keep up. Autonomous taxi services are already being tested in major cities. The technology is close to being safer than human drivers, and once the costs dip below hiring a person, companies will flip the switch. When that happens, millions of truckers, cab drivers, and delivery workers could face replacement almost overnight. Experts warn that the shift will be swift and brutal, a wave of job loss that could ripple through entire economies. Clerical and administrative roles aren't safe either. AI systems are already managing schedules, processing invoices, answering HR queries, and even generating detailed reports. What once filled entire office floors with assistants, coordinators, and data clerks is now being condensed into software that never takes vacations, never demands a paycheck, and never burns out. By 2025, many mid-level office positions could be redundant, leaving organizations leaner, but also leaving millions without their steady 9 to 5. And that's just the beginning. Because for every job already disrupted, dozens more are hovering on the edge. Which raises the question, if machines can do the thinking, the planning, and even the creating, where do humans fit in? And yes, even creative roles are under fire. Content writers, video editors, graphic designers, AI tools are already generating polished work in seconds. While the best humans can still stand out, the middle tier of these industries is shrinking fast. But here's the twist, not every job is doomed. Some roles are far safer than we realize, and the reason why might surprise you. Here's the thing, while AI is incredibly powerful, it's not invincible. There are still areas where humans hold an edge. And as we move toward 2025, these roles might not just survive, they might actually thrive. First, let's talk about jobs that require deep emotional intelligence. AI can mimic empathy, but it doesn't feel it. Therapists, social workers, teachers, and counselors work in environments where human connection is the job. These roles rely on trust, intuition, and emotional nuance, qualities that can't be faked by an algorithm. Then there's skilled trades. Carpenters, electricians, plumbers, work that demands on-site problem-solving, improvisation, and physical dexterity is far beyond the reach of current AI. Machines struggle with the unpredictable chaos of the real world. These trades are often dismissed as old school, but they may become some of the most future-proof careers in the coming decade. And don't underestimate leadership. AI can optimize, but it can't inspire. Vision, strategy, and moral judgment still require human leaders who can see beyond data. Companies are learning the hard way that an organization run entirely by machines lacks soul, and customers feel that. Even in creative fields, originality still matters. AI can remix and replicate, but truly groundbreaking ideas, art that challenges, stories that move us, still come from lived experience. The creators who use AI as a tool, not a crutch, may actually rise above the noise. So while the machines march forward, they don't march everywhere. And that's the key. Survival in the age of AI isn't about avoiding technology. It's about understanding where humanity still holds the high ground. But to thrive, we need to see where this is all heading next. The question isn't simply, will AI replace jobs? It's deeper. What does work even mean in a world where machines can do almost everything? By 2025, the reality is likely a mix of loss and reinvention. Here's the prediction many experts agree on. AI won't replace humans, it will replace tasks. Entire roles might vanish, yes, But most jobs will simply change. Accountants won't disappear, but their role will shift from crunching numbers to interpreting insights AI delivers. Doctors won't be replaced, but AI will handle diagnostics, leaving physicians more time to focus on patients. We'll also see the rise of new industries. Just like the internet created jobs no one imagined in the 1980s, web designers, app developers, digital marketers, AI will spark fields we can't yet name. Prompt engineers, AI ethicists, human AI trainers, these are already emerging, and by 2025, they may be in high demand. But here's the flip side. The transition won't be painless. Millions will struggle to adapt, and entire communities built on vulnerable jobs could collapse without retraining and support. This is where governments, schools, and businesses face a choice: invest in people or risk social upheaval. And that leaves us with the biggest twist of all: AI isn't replacing humans. It's forcing us to become more human, more creative, more empathetic, more adaptable. Those who resist may fall behind, but those who learn to work with AI, instead of against it, will define the future of work itself. But is humanity ready for that shift? That's the question hanging over 2025. So, will AI replace jobs in 2025? The answer isn't simple. Some roles will disappear. Customer service, administrative work, and parts of transportation are already on borrowed time. But others will adapt, evolve, and even thrive. Emotional intelligence, skilled trades, leadership, and true creativity are still firmly in human hands. The shocking prediction isn't that AI will take all our jobs. It's that it will force us to redefine what work really means. By 2025, millions may struggle, but millions more will find new opportunities in places we can't even imagine today. Here's the value drop: AI isn't the enemy. It's the tool that will separate those who cling to the past from those who shape the future. The question isn't if AI will change your career, it's whether you'll adapt fast enough to ride the wave instead of being crushed by it. If this exploration opened your eyes, don't stop here. Subscribe for more deep dives into the world of AI, because the story doesn't end in 2025. In fact, the real shock is still ahead.